The algorithms have changed, so if you're a realtor looking to increase your engagement on social media, today I'm going to share with you 7 specific things for 2023 that can take you to the next level. One thing we know is that the game always changes, and that's the case with social media. We're seeing the algorithms specifically here in 2023. We've seen some adjustments, things that worked just 6 months ago are not working at all right now. And then we're seeing some other things that maybe we're seeing if we just make a few minor adjustments, we're seeing dramatic changes in the results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a few things that we can kind of give you an overview of the changes that have happened, how we can position ourselves, and then I'm going to get super practical and literally share my screen and show you how to do a couple of these at the end of this video so that you can take action immediately. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure that you go in there and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want more details, more practical steps as a realtor on how you can grow your business. And also, once you subscribe, hit that little bell button. It'll make sure that it notifies you each time we have a new video once or twice a week. So let's start with a couple of things that are out there right now, some specific things that have changed, some things that they've told us they've changed, and then we're going to get into those practical things. The first thing that changed is that we saw Instagram and TikTok expand the number of characters or words that you could actually put into your description of each of these posts or these TikToks as you're posting. Now, here's the thing. When they expanded it, they did a couple of things. It was actually just more of a shift also for them to move more towards a shift in search rather than being hashtag driven. So think of it this way. When you go on YouTube, YouTube uses the description to be able to understand what type of content this is so that they know who to put this content in front of to make sure you're hitting the right audience. Now with the expanded portion and understanding that Instagram and TikTok now have the ability where they're doing the search into that description, the description becomes more and more valuable. So you need to spend a little bit of extra time on your post making sure that you're getting these descriptions done correctly. So then the question becomes, how do we optimize these descriptions in a way that gets us the best audience? That leads us right into number 2, utilizing ChatGPT to help us SEO optimize our social media posts. One thing we have to realize is that each of these different platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's YouTube, all of these have specific things that they're looking for. The optimization or the perfect keywords for a post on Facebook may be different than it is on TikTok. So we're going to utilize ChatGPT to help us make sure that we've got each of these platforms done. I'm going to give you a real practical example. We always post all of our agents' listings on our company page. Basically, we just posted 3 pictures and then we posted the MLS description. This was getting us in the range of 1,000 to 1,500 views on average for each of these posts that we were doing. So here's what we did. We actually took the MLS description and we dropped it into ChatGPT and we followed that description we had from the MLS with the following sentence. Please SEO optimize this for a Facebook post with 3 lines. Immediately it spits out 3 lines. It was really written in a way that I probably wouldn't have thought to write because it flowed actually pretty good. Once we did that, we took 3 photos of the house. We also took that description, those 3 lines that it had said was SEO optimized, and we put that in as the description on the Facebook post. So the change we saw on this specific post was pretty dramatic. Within a week, we had over 40,000 views of this one post that we had optimized by asking ChatGPT to do that for us. Now, we didn't see this on all of them. We're really in the early stages of this. This is fresh, hot off the presses. But what we did see is we're seeing on average between 15 and 25% more engagement and more views than we were on our post previously. So you are going to catch lightning in a bottle every so often, but also just know that on consistency, we're going to see on average what we're seeing right now is around 20%. This is an amazing way to increase the engagement, and this is something that's happening right now. This was not even available. ChatGPT wasn't even available last November. Take advantage of the opportunities we have right now, and I promise you're going to get better results. Another big change for Instagram is that they came back and actually they made a statement publicly that they wanted to get more back to their foundations, which was photos. They felt like they were getting a little too video heavy in their feeds. And so what we've seen since they made that announcement back in around February is that posts with photos are doing dramatically better than they did just a few months ago. So don't be afraid to go back in and start utilizing photos of your listings, photos of lifestyle in your area, optimizing those things with the ChatGPT, and I'll promise you're going to see better results now than you've seen in a long time with simple photos on Instagram. Understanding that photos are hitting better right now on Instagram, that leads us right into one specific practical thing. And you may have seen these, where you're actually posting on Twitter, you're capturing that photo of that, you're using a little bit of trimming that down where it's just got the post there, but you're putting that on Instagram as a photo, that quote there. Now, let me give you some examples of what these quotes should be. If I'm looking at this, I'm probably going to use something that's practical right now. Maybe I might use something that's a headline and say, hey, the mortgage rates are down for 4 straight weeks. Make sure you're taking advantage of the opportunity to have these lower rates. Or maybe it's something along the lines where you see something and you say, with the decrease in number of transactions, buyers now have more of an opportunity to negotiate and find their ideal home. Make a quote or something that absolutely starts getting people something that they might be curious about, where they look for more information from you. Maybe it's something that's shareable, or maybe this is just simply a quote that you've seen that is inspiring. Whatever it is, posting that absolutely helps when you post it on Twitter, capturing that, putting that as a photo on Instagram, and watch these results go through the roof. Number 5, one on Instagram is we're seeing the opportunity also to utilize the location tag. It asks you when you're posting a reel or when you're making a post on where you are. Now, here's what it can do is let's say that you have a feeder market where people are coming from. Typically what's going to happen is that Instagram's going to take that post wherever you've posted it from, and you're saying your location is, and they're going to circle an area around that, and they're going to post that and give it a little more juice in that area, because they assume that the people you're talking to, if you're in a certain location, you're speaking to something that's going to make more sense to them. We've done this specifically, and we've had some agents that will go in and they will actually say, for instance, Atlanta being a feeder market for us, hey, Atlanta person getting ready to come down for spring break. And then they let in by tagging themselves or making their location as Atlanta. That then saw the engagement go through the roof, because they were speaking specifically to a group of people, capturing their attention right out of the gate, and then it just continued to grow and grow and grow. This was one that actually had almost 40x the normal type of engagement that this person had, simply by using the tag of the location and speaking directly to those people in the beginning of the video. Not only does this work on Instagram, it also works on TikTok. Now, using this location, one of the things that we're seeing is that when we notice the people that are either hearting this post or they're commenting on this post, when we do a little more research, if they're not people that are following us, we can see that many times they're in that location where we had said we were. So this is one way that you can absolutely engage in a different audience, and you can speak specifically to a targeted group of people in a very targeted location. Another type of post that's hitting right now really well is utilizing green screen backdrops, where you have an article behind you and you're speaking about the headline in that article. You may have seen these posts where it has the face or the person in front, and there's a backdrop that looks like they've got a green screen behind them, and they've got the article behind, and they say, in this article, and they start talking about that article. This is a great way for you to take some of the headlines of things that maybe affect real estate from the national headlines, from Inman, from wherever it is that you get your real estate information, and utilizing that as a way for you to be able to speak specifically to something that is happening right at that moment. I'm going to show you, because this is something that a lot of times people are like, that looks great, but how do I do that? So I'm going to take now, I'm going to show you my screen, and I'm going to share my screen with you in a way that you can see exactly how to utilize this very, very effective step right now. All right, so you're going to want to start with your page on Instagram, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up on the top corner up here, and you're going to want to hit that plus sign on the top right hand corner. Then we're going to hit Reel. Now, when this comes up for Reel, we're going to actually come in and start doing a few things where we want to utilize this effects portion. So if I come into the effects, I can come down here, you'll see the green screen. I'll hit green screen. When I hit that, then I'm going to hit this plus button over here on the side. I'm going to use that effect. Now, it's going to come up, and it's actually going to start showing here. Now you can see this backdrop. One of the things that you can notice here also is you can come into change background, and when I do that, I can go to my camera roll here and I can pull up an article. Now if I'm utilizing that, then I can just simply go in, I've got this behind, and I can begin to speak. As you see in this article above, we're going to go there. Now we're going to push this little record button that's right here below where it says change background, and that's how we're going to record that, and that's going to give us that ability to get that post we're talking about, where you're recording you're utilizing the green screen to be able to record a reel that is real time, gives you the ability to speak to something that's going on in the real estate market right on time. Last but not least, we're seeing organic traffic on Facebook be like the good old days, I guess you could say. We're seeing this really increase. So here's a couple ways that you can utilize this. Number one, we talked about the photos. The second thing though that's really working on Facebook right now is Reels, Facebook Reels. Now there's a couple ways that you can get your Reels over there. If you're loading them up on Instagram, you simply hit the button down at the bottom before you publish it that says share on Facebook as well. It'll take care of getting it it over there. But specifically loading up to Facebook absolutely could be something that gives you a little bit of extra juice there. We're seeing some of these things. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this, okay? You go into your typical, I'm gonna just use the difference between your business account and your personal account. If you're going into your business account, you're gonna go in, and when you go to where you would normally put a post, it will say add reel. You just simply hit add reel there, and then it will give you, and it's gonna walk you through just like it would be adding one on Instagram. The process is very similar. If you're going through your business page, it's gonna be a little bit differently. You're gonna pull up your business page, and at the top, below where it has posts, it will have like a series of reels and stories. It'll say stories and reels. You wanna click on the button for reels, and then right at the beginning of all those, it will say add reel. You wanna click that button to add reel, and then again, it's gonna walk you through very similar to the way that you would do this on Instagram. Again, just like on Instagram, utilize your trending music. Make sure that you're getting your description done correctly. Make sure that you're optimizing everything, that you're keeping this as short as you can. Say as much as you can in as short a period of time as you can, and you'll get better results. Yes, the game has changed. Yes, it is constantly changing with social media. The key is to stay ahead of the curve and make sure you're adjusting as fast as you can when these algorithm changes happen. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.